A couple of weeks ago, I recommended you start growing tomatoes at home. And for those of you that don't have any room, the best way to do it is to grow them in pots. Potted tomato gardens will deliver great crops. And of course, homegrown tomatoes, well, nothing tastes better. And of course, nothing's better for you. It all starts with a great pot for tomatoes. It needs to be around 30 to 40 centimetres wide and deep, at least the same depth. Then fill it with a premium quality potting mix. You want natural and controlled release minerals and nutrients. You want a wetting agent and the very best ingredients. So the first thing you need to do is get down to your local garden centre. I've selected two ranges of plants here. They're both grown by Swan Valley Nursery. Some of them you can get all over the country, some you're going to have to look out for. The range of tomatoes, well, there's a huge collection. These are grown as part of the Metro Gardener range by Swan Valley Nursery. And if you have a look, you will see when you ease them out of the pot just how healthy the plants are. This is something you should look for when you go into your local garden centre. Don't be scared, just to gently ease them out. Have a look at those roots, beautiful white roots in rich, healthy soil. This is ready to go into the pot, as are they, and I'll tell you about them in a sec. These varieties I've chosen this time are the big boys: Beefsteak, Cannabec Super, Giant Tree and Groslis. I'm going to use one of each placed apart, and stakes will be added to support the plants as they grow. But the spin will be the companion that I'm planting with these guys. Basil, but not just sweet. Now, there are so many amazing forms of basil in the Renaissance range. You've got everything like the ruffle, which is a bit of a traditional flavour, very much similar to the sweet basil that we all know and love. But there's so many different flavours, like this one here. This is lemon, and it really has that lemon flavour and fragrance. There's lime, which is far more limey. And then there's one that I love. It's pesto. And it's actually got like a pine nut flavour to it, which makes it fantastic when you're mixing it with tomatoes on a lunch plate. Absolutely gorgeous. The tomatoes will tower above, rich in fruit, and the basil will fill out the pot below. You cannot do this unless you have a premium quality potting mix like this. Don't make the mistake of buying a cheap potting mix. It's the difference between success and failure. Nothing is better than growing your own fresh produce at home. And if you're using these Renaissance semi-advanced pots, you can't go wrong. Within just a couple of months, there'll be more produce coming from this single pot than you can consume with the family on a Saturday afternoon.